10, we looking foul. Rocking out here with no permit. Y'all mad, kinda got y'all feelings hurt. My bucks, my way, something too. Our edges, way short, long, our in the bay.
Our effort is to try, as our organization's name says, try to listen, learn, and act. Try to listen to Black leadership and learn their perspective, learn their wisdom, learn their knowledge, their point of view, and then apply that, learn from it, and then finally act. Do those things that we're collectively called to do or individually called to do. Raymond has been a hero for a great many people, and his name is well known throughout the state, so we're honored tonight to have him here. I know you're anxious to hear his point of view on the new student assignment plan. So Raymond Burse, thank you for being here tonight.
The 1975 busing plan that was put into effect was a direct result of litigation that the NAACP brought against the school system in terms of them failing to desegregate those institutions. If your last name began with a certain letter alphabet, you got busted here. And everybody who was engaged at that time thought that was a great way to do it. That meant that the burden of busing fell equally on everybody based on your last name. So there wasn't really a choice. The community began to get, certain segments of the community, I should say, got somewhat upset with what was taking place. So they started making adjustments to the plans. And as a result, we ended up with basically no plan. And the busing obligation all fell on all of the students west of I-65, basically. The obligation, the busing obligation and responsibility fell primarily and really wholly on Black students in West Louisville.
Right.
And to Marty Polio's credit, he was one of the first superintendent in 30, 40 years who come out and openly said that that was in fact the case.
Right.
And you had to deal with it. You know, if you do the math, and you talk about 38% of students of the 96,000 students are African American, that gets you to probably 38, 39,000 students. Most folks think those 38, 39,000 students are all in West Louisville. Wrong. There are only about 6,000 to 8,000 students in West Louisville. So those 6,000 to 8,000 students carried the busing burden for a number of years. There needed to be a fully developed, written, detailed plan. This is the final plan.
Wow.
Okay? This is what we drove Marty and his administrative staff to, and the board agreed to. The essence of the new student assignment plan is that they have created what they call the choice zone. For students who live in the choice zone, they will have a choice of what school they will attend. They can attend a school close to home, or they can attend a school outside of the choice zone. Getting the NAACP to accept that was tough, because by giving the students in the choice zone an opportunity to attend the school closest to home, more likely than not, they will attend the school in West Louisville when I leave West Louisville. So the choice for students in West Louisville was to say, okay, you can stay in West Louisville, but you're going to go to a school that's not very good. That was a big concern. That was the reason that we hammered at the table. You got to have these resources for 10 years. As a part of that, there will be quarterly and annual reports on staffing and budget at the choice zone schools. So we will know on a quarterly basis and an annual basis how these schools are being funded, how much they're getting, and that will be compared to what funding is into the rest of the schools in Jefferson County. The academic performance for students in West Louisville, academic performance, is no different than the academic performance for African American students who live outside of West Louisville and who attend schools outside of West Louisville. That's one hell of an indictment. It says we have a problem and it's something that we've got to address. And the NAACP on that one, we're not giving up. It is a function of teachers, engagement in the classroom, and empowering young folks to let them know they're important. and that you care about it. Schools in West Louisville had the least experienced teachers of any school in any school in Jefferson County. Where the need was the greatest, the least experienced teachers were there. Teachers, principals, and administrators in the choice zone schools will be paid $8,000 to $14,000 additional in compensation each year. And the longer they stay, that amount goes up. So all of the choice zone schools, class sizes will be capped at 20. Those classroom teachers will be able to hire individual instructional assistants to go into the classroom. So where you have a classroom with 20, you may have a teacher and an instructional assistant, you effectively got a classroom size of 10. But the things that I talked about in terms of commitment have been written into policy at JCPS. And the only way they can be changed is in a public meeting where the board votes to change it. Those kind of things are there. So I'll stop there and answer any questions, anything anybody has. Thanks.
On this road, try fast like jump. Where I grew up, y'all wanna be gangsters. Where I grew up, y'all wanna be bangers. Where I grew up, y'all wanna be slangers. Danger, danger, danger. Where I grew up, y'all wanna be killers. Where I grew up, y'all wanna be dealers. Where I grew up, y'all wanna be stealers. Be realer, be realer, be